Ladies and gentlemen, this is a full rules bout held in the women's 138-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This warrior holds a record of 3 wins, 2 losses. Representing Iron Rooster, help me welcome Elora Tough Tears Sullivan. Introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This warrior holds a record of 6 wins and 3 losses. She represents Rigoro Gym. Help me welcome Marisol Jason Martinez.
So much time training between both of these ladies. That's so much experience to have in your back pocket. However, one thing to note, Marisol does have about twice as much ring time as Elora, and I think that's something to keep an eye out for, especially in this first round. Kind of see who dominates the timing and the rhythm of this first round. That's not to say she'll dominate the fight, but she may have a lot to say about where she wants the timing of this fight to start.
3 2-minute rounds, 138-pound catch weight here. 10-point must some winners, 10 lose over round of 9 or less. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Elora Tough Tears Sullivan out of the blue corner. Marisol Martinez out of the red.
Nice inside leg kick from Marisol. Elora has such sharp technique. She never allows herself to get out of position. I think that comes from her background in other martial arts. That's a pillar of every single combat sport, to stay over those 2 feet and keep your balance. And we're seeing it as she rings off that big right hand. Marisol was so excited at weigh-ins last night, but right now she's cool as a cucumber.
And calmly getting out of the way of that kick there, evading.
She's investing in those inside leg kicks early on. I've seen about 6 of them so far.
That is so painful to get hit in that inner thigh, isn't it, LG? Just that it's a softer area in the outer thigh.
It's totally soft. There's very little muscle that covers the bone there, but even whenever you hear them flick and almost clap, that's just as painful because it's just a part of your leg that you're not used to having to protect.
Nice inside kick there for Sullivan.
Sullivan doing really well with those straight punches. She keeps her elbows in tight up against her body to ring off those straight punches. It makes it really hard to defend against. Instead of seeing an elbow expand from their body and know that a punch is coming, all you perceive is a glove getting a little bit bigger as it advances towards your face, and that's what Elora's doing a really good job at tonight. Something to note, Elora's eye line is set really high on Marisol tonight. She's looking at Marisol's eye line, whereas Marisol is kind of looking at the shoulder level of Elora.
Exchange of kicks there, left for each side landing.
Good evasion from Elora. She entered the clinch, landed a strike, and then tried her best to get out smoothly, and she did it.
And 138, this is one of the bigger divisions in the female divisions. I mean, there's a lot of power coming off of both of these women.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're used to seeing really high volume female fights because they just tend to be in the lower divisions. You know, I fought from 105 all the way up to 118, and the pace of my opponents was so different depending on the weight class. So whenever you get up to these weight classes up here, they want to invest in those power shots. It may mean that they land less strikes throughout the round, but it doesn't mean that they're scoring less because each strike has so much impact.
If you remember your physics, force is mass times acceleration. So if you've got more mass, you don't have to accelerate as much. Whereas if you've got less mass and you accelerate more, you can equal the same amount of force.
Absolutely.
So, here we go, folks. We will get this second round underway.
Thank you, Professor Leo.
I do take private sessions. We'll be taking, I will be doing private instruction. Sullivan out of the blue corner. Ooh, Martinez out of the red.
That was so explosive. You know, we were talking about this being a higher weight class. Look at the muscle tone on both of these ladies. There's no wasted mass on them.
Yeah, they are both in incredible shape right now.
Nice peppering jab from Allura. Love to see it. Her elbow is in so tight, makes it so fast. I talked earlier about her having really good technique. You know, she's like, she's a big reader. She comes in from the publishing and editing world, I think, and she just has a mind to look for perfection. And you see that in her training as well as her fighting.
So far, this battle of the braids is not disappointing.
Really high combos right now. Allura has some redness on her face. I think Marisol was having a lot of success with her hands early in this round. Yeah, Marisol's really starting to get excited. You see her footwork changing quite a bit. She's hopping around. Allura moving forward behind those hands. You know, Rigoro has several people fighting tonight. So one thing for Marisol that's different from Allura is that she got to warm up with her teammates tonight. That brings so much energy to your locker room experience. If you're warming up alone, it just brings a little bit of, okay, it's all on me. But for Marisol, she had all her teammates there warming up right beside her, getting wrapped up right beside her. You feed off of each other's energy. I wonder if that impacts them whenever they get in the ring.
I remember when I fought in the WKA tournament in 2007, having a whole team there and everyone being there together makes it a real good vibe.
Absolutely. It feels like you're going to war with your clan rather than marching out alone. You stand in the ring alone, but you know you have a team behind you. Allura certainly does. She brought in a lot of fans tonight. She has an excellent corner, but it's just different during the warm-up experience.
Third round coming up.
Marisol looks happy with that round. She nodded to her coaches like, yeah, I feel good. Neither of them look tired. Allura's, like I said, has a little bit of redness on her face, and that is the first thing that the judges are looking for is damage.
You can see Esteban Mason at there in the camera there with Joel Vasquez giving advice to Allura Sullivan. She said she was called Tough Tears because regularly crying in practice sometimes out of the emotion. She was also called Crybaby at another gym, and she said she's recently taken a new moniker, The Incredible Sulk.
That's beautiful. You know, you might as well embrace it. If that's who you are, it's who you are. It clearly hasn't stopped her from getting her hours in the gym in or her rounds of sparring, and she's made it this far. So clearly it's not holding her back. Might as well lean into it and enjoy that nickname. Here we go, third and final round. You have to know this is where they want to leave it all tonight. There's only 3 rounds.
A 3-rounder is so fast.
Third and final
2-minute rounds, 360 seconds. Not a lot of time. You got to make every one of them count.
Yeah, it's a flash, especially when you're in there. It just seems to go by so quickly. Nice space-making teep from Allura. If you make the space like that, why not utilize it? Jump in there and land some big punches right behind that big teep. She might try it again since she knew she had success with it. Good counter from Marisol. Investing in those inside leg kicks once again.
Nice overhand right there from Lance Sullivan.
There's
Jumping
that teep. She kind of ran in there again, but I want to see her utilize the space that she's creating a little bit more, especially if your opponent's having to catch their balance moving backwards. That's right where you want to land those big shots. Both of these ladies spend so much time learning to train and never fall off balance. If you happen to disbalance or unbalance your opponent, you want to make the most of it.
Yeah, both very, very controlled in there with that element.
Yeah, absolutely. Great trades there with their hands. Allura's legs looking so red from all those inside low kicks. Wonder if she's feeling it. Beautiful combo from Allura. She landed 4 punches right in a row. She's almost looking angry, like she's ready to really finish strong now. Her brow is furrowed. She's really investing in those shots, but she's getting hit with a couple of her own.
Martinez leaning into those shots herself.
Yeah, her shoulders are right behind every single one of those shots. She's starting to move forward. She hasn't done that too much in this fight.
18 seconds remaining in the bout.
Crowd's starting to get excited. They're asking for more because they like what they see.
I'm looking around. This room is packed out.
Yeah, it's totally packed. Beautiful cross from Marisol. She's really feeling it now.
Oh,
beautiful way
leading
to end the fight. That's how you want to do it, with your back to the center of the ring. Wow, they both had their moment in that last 10 seconds. How fun.
That was amazing. You know, you want to make an impression on those judges late, like you mentioned during the fight, and wow, what a way to end it. Let's see if we can get a replay of those last 10 seconds.
Alora got caught there with a big right hand. You see her kind of stumble back and cover. And there's another one. You see her getting pushed up against the ropes, stumbling back into the ropes. And then in just a moment, she reverses. She knows how to angle off as soon as her back feels the ropes. And then she lands a big punch of her own right before the bell. Beautiful, beautiful. It's hard to say where this is going. Both of them had their moments in this fight.
I was going to say, that's a tough one to judge.
Yeah, let's see where the judges have this one. I think this could even be a split decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 2-minute rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for our decision. Judge A scores the contest 29-28 for the blue corner. Judge B scores the contest 30-27 for the red corner. Judge C scores the contest 29-28, with your winner by split decision, coming out of the red corner, Martinez Martinez.
You called it, LG. I mean, if there ever were a fight deserving of a split decision, that would be it right there. A tremendous job done by both those fighters.